So, what if you could create the business you've always imagined? That vision you've always had, and you're just like, gosh, this would be amazing if I could have this lifestyle, if I could have this business, if I could achieve this. What if that was possible? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today is how to create the business you know is possible. And I'm going to give you 5 steps. Now, on these 5 steps, it's completely unconventional. We're not going to be talking about profit or marketing or sales or all these other things, which I would also call, these shiny objects elsewhere that are you're diving into those videos, you're doing all these things thinking that's what's going to create the business. Okay. What we're going to talk about today is what really matters. And then those questions can be answered. Okay. So if you haven't come across me before, my name is Gavin Weber. I do business consulting with what I would call spiritual universal truths, an angle from that. I really try to help people have self-discovery, self-realization, awakening, and the avenue is through their business. So we get to realize who we really are, what's possible, and I think there's no better avenue than through business. Okay, so let's dive right into this and really help you create the business you've always imagined. So, step number 1, what is it? What's your business? What's it going to do? You have to be crystal clear on, what you want to create. Everything is thought. Everything begins with an idea. And unless you know exactly what you want to create, what that could potentially look like, there's going to be mixed signals and messages to yourself, to the universe, and it might have components of it that happen, but a lot of times people fall short because they don't have this vivid detail idea of what they want. Now, of course, it's going to change and it probably will need to change, but you've got to align with that vision, with that detail. And without that, we don't have any foundation to build on. So step number 2, you have to understand your why. And this is a big difference compared to what most people discuss on their why. Your why can't be based only on income. Your why can't be based on anything having to do with lack, that you need something to happen. Your why has to be very, very purpose driven. It has to be like it's who you are. It has to be that this is what you were born to do. Okay. Any great business went way beyond just this idea of like, hey, I want to make a lot of money. There was a purpose, there was a reason behind it, there was a gigantic why. And you've got to make sure that your why aligns with who you are. It aligns with like your gifts and your talents and really your passions to make sure that when the tough times happen, because they will absolutely happen, you are ready to overcome that and you look at everything as an opportunity, a learning experience, and you're ready for it. So when you know your why in detail, and I always help my clients do this, it's one of the biggest things I teach, but it's not the why from lack or the why from need or the why from like, I want to make this kind of money. That is the byproduct. The profit is the effect, it's the byproduct. What's the cause? Which leads me into this is crucial. Number 3 is who do you need to become in order to have a business like that, to create a business like that? And this is what people miss. They want to make 100,000 a year. They want to make $1 million a year. They want to make $10 million a year. They want to be a billionaire. Well, what does it look like to be the person who is a millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire, whatever that looks like? And quite frankly, those people walk that. They are that. They know that. And so when you tap into that, that's going to make a major like shift in your thinking, in your vibration, and then all these ideas that will come. But you have to know how to become the person that creates the business that you want, right? And so if you notice, so step 1, what is it? Number 2, the why and the purpose, and the number 3, who do you need to become? Those are all purposely ordered stair steps. Okay. Now, number 4, how do you become that? How do you become that person? Like, what does that look like? What would the steps look like? Well, this is a big part of what I teach. I consider myself to be a business transformational teacher, that you have to understand like how you think, how you operate, who you are, your vibration, your frequency, what you're good at, your talents, your gifts. All those add up to that possibility. And all the areas that you're deficient on, you need help on. And if you're not aware of those, then you're probably going to get stuck a lot and fail a lot. But when you have that vision, when you have that why, and when you start becoming that person, you're going to start seeing the effects of your world. The results of your world are going to change and grow along with that. And the more you dive into this, the quicker that can be. But you have to be willing to be patient. It's not something that takes minutes or hours. It's usually years of undoing the mental garbage that you have in your head that has stopped you, that prevented you, that because subconscious beliefs that you don't even know exist. And you're peeling those back and you're dissolving those negativities and you're stepping into who you really already are. I mean, that's a big thing that I teach. Like, you are that person already. You just don't realize it. You just don't see it. You don't feel it. You don't know it. So what do you have to do to experience that? Let me give you a couple quick things. Mindset. You have to really resonate with the words I'm saying to you. You have to, vibrate with this. You have to know that you are this person and you will stop at nothing to uncover limitations, to get through the things that are stopping you and to, overcome whatever obstacles because it's that important to you. And, I really feel like why I love teaching this is my passion is like I'm getting to experience what's possible. I get to do that with other people. I get to overcome all the blocks that I have. And I have lots of issues, right? Meaning like I face the same stuff. And you teach what you want to learn. And I've come a long ways and I have a long ways to go. But mindset is everything, your belief factor. You've got to develop skill sets. Like the person who runs that business, what would be the skill sets that they would have that people who don't have that kind of business do not have? And you've got to be crystal clear on what that is, what it looks like, and then know how to get there. Also, leadership. There's nobody who has a very successful business that in some capacity isn't a huge leader. And my definition of leader wouldn't have anything to like how to oversee people. It would be how to like inspire people, how to get people behind what you're offering, what you're selling, how to have customers and your employees really be that that there's something bigger than it's a cause, it's a movement to some capacity, right? And that feeling, that understanding is exudes through everything. It's the essence of everything in your business. That's leadership, if you ask me. Also, that vision. Do you know who you are and where you're going and what you're creating? Again, going back to that number one, but that's got to be vivid. Okay. And then the most underrated thing that people don't talk about enough is your vibration. Are you coming to your day from a high vibration, like a very positive, open, allowing, peaceful, happy, joyful, abundant frequency? Because if you are, you're operating on this higher level and all this other information, all these ideas, all these creations, all these possibilities are operating up there. But if you're in this lower, frequency, you're in the crap. You're in the probably the stuff you're going through right now. It is not fun. And you have to understand where you are feeling wise, vibrational frequency, so you can be operating at a much higher level. Okay. And all throughout the day, you have to start, making sure you go up, and then you're going to like need to make your set point that low vibration. Like you never go under this. And I have other videos I'll share with you on that. You can obviously follow me. You can subscribe to this. And I have a free, what I call the Blissfully Business Movement. It's free right now. It might not be when you actually watch this video. And I teach all these things and I walk people through these things. And it's my purpose and it's my passion. So vibration is really the foundation of that. Like if you're at a higher vibration, your you're being that person who has the ability to create a business like that, and it's already right now. So you're stepping into that. And number five, here's the fifth step. You've got to have a plan. So, you can follow one, two, and three, okay, and kind of ask yourself those questions. And then number four is like, what's the plan for the mindset and the skills and the leadership and the vision and the vibration? And what would be the pathway? What do you want to focus on first? How can you be moving in the direction of becoming that person every minute, every hour of, in some capacity of every day? Is it top of mind? And when you have a plan and when you have this roadmap, then you're going to show yourself how serious you are, but then you're going to start living that. Okay. And again, this whole world, this what we call reality, are thoughts. So all these things, what I'm doing is aligning your thoughts with the possibility and a little bit of one roadmap. And this is what I would say is one way of waking up, is when you experience something like the business you were born to create and it happens, then you start realizing what's possible. You start realizing who you are. You start waking up. You start seeing the world differently. And this is, I love business. I love what it means for our growth, what it means for, living what is possible and our dreams. So these 5 steps, this is what matters. Like, you can go get caught in the weeds and, all these distractions of all these other things, but like, how about start focusing on these things and what this looks like? And whether you haven't started a business, or whether, I work with a lot of people who are mostly in their business and want to transform their business. And these are some things that we look at, and evaluate and see where we're at. You can't get to where you're wanting to go unless you're able to look in the mirror and see where you're at. Okay, what's missing? Who do I need to become for that business? And like, what kind of service is this business going to provide? What kind of magnitude of offerings is this business going to provide? It's a completely different mindset shift and vibration. So if you haven't subscribed, if you have any questions, if there's any comments, is there anything you do along these lines of, who you're becoming? I would love to hear from you. And this is one of my first lives. I'm trying to cut out some extra editing and stuff, but I look forward to building a relationship with you and serving you however I can. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.